Should a husband be okay with his wife being a stripper? If she's looking for a night job, I would recommend bartending. My old roommate was a stripper. I am a bartender. We compared our nightly tips, and honestly, she only made a couple $100 than I did a week. But I didn't have to get naked and worked less hours than she did. Me, I would go for bartending over stripping. A lot of people are unaware of how much dancers invest to work. They pay a house fee to work. Outfits, makeup, hair, tip-outs, safe transportation, especially when drinking alcohol. It's also physically wearing on the body, which bartending can be as well, but to a lesser extent. But injuries can and do happen, as well as wear and tear on the joints. Bartenders can make great money, maybe less than a rock star stripper at a big club, but generally more steady, and it's an awesome fallback skill to have in your repertoire. At first the thought is kinda sexy, but it gets real old real fast when she's away at work, at 1 or 2 a.m. and you're laying there, having to fall asleep 'cause you work at 6:30 and you wonder whose lap she's on. It wears on you. Then she calls you 'cause someone near raped her and security did nothing. And yes, that happened. That's a tough deal, man. Do not recommend. Keep in mind that it's the lap dancing that brings in the money. In most clubs that means she will be grinding her crotch against the boners of multiple drunken assholes night after night. I had a best friend who was a stripper, sorta similar situation. Her and her husband had money troubles, so she went to the courthouse and got her stripping license. It started out okay, but her job was to sell affection, so by the time she got home she was touched out and not really in the mood to give her husband attention. She didn't ever want to cuddle, which is a person I totally get. It's like, I just had to smile and stroke the ego of annoying men, women all night. I just want to sit down and have my body be mine for a minute. However, marriages are usually built around touching, talking to each other, so they started arguing a lot, which put a bigger wedge between them because she can go to work and be showered by attention by guys who are trying to impress her and just start hating her mean, boring husband at home. In the end, they did get divorced. She moved to a town with better strip clubs and had a great time. It is a fun job, just a single person or open relationship job. I mean, it's a desperate decision, and I admire her resolution to help the family. Go check a strip club. Those can be sad, dark places. I wouldn't worry about infidelity or anything sexual or moral. I would worry about the psychological toll this job may burden her with. Be careful. Money is not as good as she thinks it is. There's this romanticized idea that this beautiful woman will be dancing on stage while gentlemen lay cash by her feet is somewhat of a myth. Really, it gross drunk man who really not paying that much attention to her and maybe throw a couple of fives at her. And when she does it attention, it's usually body shaming. I have friends that wear strippers. I used to work at a bank that had a few customers that were strippers. If they were making money, I didn't see it. My friends had basic apartments and drove basic cars. My customers were overdrawn and late on car payments. Now it might vary wildly from club to club, but it might not be the riches she think it is. Before you answer, go to that club first. See how the guest behave, the stripper's safety, the security, then decide it. Why not get a job as a waitress or something? Why immediately jump to sex work? Isn't the real money really in private dances opposed to the stage? Grimace. The fact that you ask tells me no. And no, it is not. Look into doing e-commerce and starting a Shopify page. Courses are on Udemy. She should not have to demean herself to make money. Bear in mind, I support female sex workers. But this will destroy your marriage. Different kinds of women. It just don't mix, hombre. Advice is what you ask for when you know the answer and wish you didn't. Let me just say, of the billions of ways one could get themselves out of financial troubles, this one is fraught with a lot of ways this could end badly, and very few ways for it to end well. I have only heard that dancers often pay to work at better clubs. It's an awful idea. Time to come up with something else. Honestly, I'd try OnlyFans first before going right to stripping. Is that the only job she can find? I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be okay with it myself. It depends on the club. But I am pretty sure that in most clubs 90% of the money is made not on the pole but in the VIP room, which is usually lap dances. If you are okay with your wife giving out lap dances while a random guy thrusts against her underwear, there is a lot of money to be made. For me, it would be a hard no though. I would never be okay with that. It would kill me that I allowed my wife to have to work in a place like that for us to survive, even if it's just for the family. Either way, be prepared for a world of drama if you allow it. Op. Please don't let these permavirgins tell you to let her do this. They do not know your family. Their brain is mush from years of porn and propaganda from sad people telling them it's rewarding. It's possibly the most degrading thing that you can do. It will take a psychological toll on your wife. And it will affect your marriage. Respect yourself and your marriage enough to not let her do this. You are absolutely insane if you think nothing negative can come of it. Don't do it, bro. You're posting on Reddit, so you already know it's not a great idea. They have every right not to be okay with it. Not just because it's awkward to know other guys are enjoying the view of your wife dancing in skimpy clothing, if she's even wearing any, but because strippers are easy targets for crimes like robbery, sexual assault, or even death because they are objectified and dehumanized. Maybe she looks defenseless when she's in the buff. Maybe the guy feels he didn't get his money's worth just looking. Maybe he's just assuming nobody cares or would miss her if he takes her off the street to do horrifying things too. These are all real concerns that make it completely valid for a guy to not approve of his wife being a stripper. But it's also okay if they do approve. But it'll kinda be the fault of everyone involved if the worst happens. Not a good idea at all. Bad for everyone in the family. If needed, move to another city for better job offers even. Many companies are looking to hire and they are paying big money now. Best of luck.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.